going to go in the order of topicality, case, and then the capitalism K. Alright, so first on T, you can see that the common man definition is going to be the best for debate. On the case, he says that he doesn't have to solve globally, but he does. This moral issue does not matter if the rest of the world is still going to be able to do it, or if U.S. companies are able to move into. It means that companies are just going to be able to test elsewhere, which circumvents all the solvency is going to be able to get from the things that are bad, because our things on the market are still going to be sold by it. And this proves that capitalism is always going to escape to other nations, which is why the K is also a solvency deficit to the affirmative. And the zero policy failure argument is not about do people follow the law, but will the companies end up escaping to other nations in order to do it, and will the law actually be able to be enforced in that matter? And because that is an independent reason why capitalism is a solvency turn to the case. Even if he wins the alternative wouldn't solve it that there's impacts to capitalism, it proves there's no solvency of the case, and a reason you would vote negative onto the K itself. First of all, he concedes the link stories that he is commodifying animals and humans, and that this is going to be the worst thing because this commodification and alternative things are going to have commodification as well, and we don't want to spread it in those markets. Those things are conceded, which means he concedes the entirety of the link onto the framework. He says engage in the methodology debate. Good. That means we are not now. We are only talking about is capitalism good or bad. If it is a wash, you vote negative because the alternative can solve all the case. And if alternative can solve case, that means you're going to vote negative in any situation as long as I can prove there's one impact alone to capitalism, then you're going to vote negative on this. And onto the impact level, he concedes that capitalism is the root cause of war. So even if there's extinction or poverty that is helped by capitalism, then it is still going to be a problem because the extinction, it is the root cause of war that will continue to go on. 2, he concedes the environmental destruction that capitalism will kill the planet, but not capitalism. 3, he concedes there's no value left, and people wish they are dead under capitalism. Doesn't matter what poverty is there or what isn't, because people wish they are dead is going to be the worst thing. When he concedes this, that means you're going to have to vote negative on the impact scenario, but onto the line by line. He says that capitalism is going to help poverty, but no. Capitalism needs poverty to survive. It has huge wealth gaps, and it is structurally designed for poverty. James Marsh. Capitalism structurally produces unemployment, poverty, homelessness, hunger, and so on. These are the effects of the original relationship, and domination from this relationship. All bad things follow. Capitalism, Moloch, who is alter, the poor and the oppressed are sacrificed. Capitalism structurally produces poverty. Capitalism needs it in order to survive. These people won't go work in the factory and take this destruction, take this low wage if they were not being put into poverty. Capitalism does not want people to be rich, only the few at the top. Everyone else needs to be poor in order to be dominated. And he says there's going to be trans wars, but that argument is fundamentally wrong. Esteban Mazeras. In regards to the antagonistic confrontation between capital and labor, it is not a political military one in which the antagonist could be slaughtered on the battlefield or riveted to chain. It's so much, there is so much change in this confrontation, labor is already wearing them. This system must be flexible enough to enable the class of labor to produce and be exploited. It can use violence with success selectively against limited groups of labor, but not against the socialist movement organized as a revolutionary mass movement. And this is because if they kill everyone, then who are they going to have and things over? No, capitalism does not work that way. They're not going to go out and kill everyone. They're going to have to let the revolution work. And as long as we say no, that is enough. It creates a fissure within the system, and that means you're going to vote negative on the alternative. That's the Holloway evidence I read in the opposition constructed. When you concedes this and the Herod evidence that we can't reform it, we have to go full revolution right here, right now, and saying no opens the fissure to start this. That means you vote negative when he concedes the alternative. The only other argument he has is that capitalism prevents extinction, but no, it caused the crossfly, the impacts from the opposition constructive, and capitalism is the root cause of the impacts. Herod 7. There's the recognition of linkages between our many miseries and the wage slave system. Blame the suffering, and capitalists blame the sufferings on the world and anything and everything other than their own practices. If there's starvation in Bangladesh, it's not because the agricultural self-sufficiency has been destroyed by capitalist world markets. If the oceans are dying from oil tanker flushes, it's no one's fault. It's just the price you must pay for progress and civilization. Millions are living in abject poverty in the third world. There's nothing unusual about this. If cities are filling up with the homeless, it's because people are lazy and won't look for work. The list is endless. The truth is that the suffering in the world is now directly attributable to capitalism. If there's not for capitalism, most of the illnesses in the world could be eliminated, as well as most of the hunger, ignorance, homelessness, environmental destruction, congestion, warfare, crime, and insecurity, waste, boredom, loneliness, and so forth. Capitalism is going to cause these impacts. That's why you have to vote negative and capitalism, both on the methodology level and on the alternative we can solve case and the impacts. Vote negative.